What's going on, guys? Today we are back updating the cornerback tier list. It's been around a month since the last update, and what I've done here is I've kind of pushed it down. So just kind of remember that this is B tier, not C tier. B tier is still a good tier if you have them on a theme team, of course. Same with C tier. They're kind of on the way out, but they're still good cards down here at C tier as well. But I did move down the tier list, and the cornerback tier list is normally a very full one. And how I do the tier list, with I don't let it go to 3 rows in one tier. This is a very compact tier list with a lot of really good cards that will be on your guys' teams. And if there's anyone that's not on here, just ask about them down in the comment section if they're down in like D tier, for example. Because of course, with how theme teams work and how boosts work in this game, there are some guys that aren't on here that still do see the field for some people, of course. But with all 32s, most likely, probably not. So yeah, let's get right into it. If you're looking to add any of the top end corners from today's video to your team, head over to MMOEXP, the cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Use my code FREDDY at checkout for 6% off. A link for their website is in the description. The first corner I want to talk about today is Benjamin St-Juste, okay? St-Juste is the reason why there's an S+. This card is, his top 100 card is by far cornerback 1. He's faster than the top non-St-Juste in the game, non-St-Juste card in the game, and of course does get all 32. So if you have Benjamin St-Juste, spend the 10 million for St-Juste whenever he pops up. Well, I wonder if there's any up right now. There isn't. They don't sell often, but if you have this card, he is number 1. And maybe I shouldn't have even done an S+ tier in today's video because this card is very rare, but this card, his champs card is still, or yes, champion tier card is still probably the best corner in the game. I think he's the best corner in the game, even this version of the card. So if you have this version, you're still the best cornerback in the game. And he is he's the same speed as the Sauce Gardner that came out today. His coverage stats are worse, but technically this card is 1, 2 speed, maybe even 3 speed faster than Sauce Gardner for more teams, because Sauce only does get Jets Chem. So I do view this card like he has that 90 or 91. You can really debate that. Even like if if the top 100 card didn't exist, you could even look at it like this. I think I'm actually just gonna do this. I'll take the top 100 St-Juste off because he's so rare. Only 100 of them exist, and they're very rare on the auction house. I would actually put this St-Juste in S+ because he is that much faster than the guy who Sauce Gardner, who's right next to him on the tier list. And also even this card, even his hero card, is still a high-end A tier card. Like, it's still 32 team chems with his build. And yeah, some of the stats are a little bit weak on him, like the man coverage, but if you have that +3 speed boost, you are getting coverage boost as well, using Surtain, Saquon, and Micah Parsons. So yeah, top 100 St-Juste is obviously number 1, but I'm going to put him up here too. I think there even could have been an S++. That's how far and ahead, far away the top 100 St-Juste really is. All right, next up we have the most feared Jade. I don't want to call him Jade Barron, 5'11", 89 speed, 88 acceleration with 87 zone coverage. So if you're a zone heavy guy, I mean, this card is very good. Honestly, I might even have him too low to where I like to even, like, if you got a budget team even, he's a great pickup. I mean, this card is still 145k because Most Feared just came out. I do expect that to obviously continue to fall each day pretty much, but I would put him, I think he falls somewhere in here. You may even be able to debate him a little bit higher. These guys just have some slightly more complete stats, and even the play rec's pretty good for like a non-champ card, right? It's still pretty good. If you got a Broncos team, this dude should be on your squad without question. Next up, let's talk Unreal Moments, Cam Taylor-Britt. He's 89 overall with 88 speed at 5'11", 89 zone coverage. This card is just, he's just solid. If you got a Bengals team, he's a great pickup. Deep zone KO. The pick artist isn't that. It's not as necessary as it was in the past. But yeah, deep zone's of course always good, especially on like a smaller corner, right? You want to play the KOs, so it doesn't matter how tall. I mean, the height obviously helps, but KO is KO, right? At the end of the day, so I would put Cam Taylor-Britt. Yeah, he is B tier as well, top of B tier for now, in front of Denzel Ward. The next one, he might be a little bit. Again, it feels weird when I push down this tier list the way I have it today, but Isaiah Rodgers Sr., 5'10" is the only drawback of this card. Outside of that, he's got great stats. I don't love the play rec either. It's the play rec and the height that does scare me a little bit, but Really good zone coverage, base, easily can be boosted up to 90-90 with 90 pursuit as well. The only drawback is 5'10", right? That's the only drawback on this card. And did they give him? Yeah, okay, they gave him. He's got 1 AP strip specialist. Just making sure that he had that, because if you know why he got this card, it makes sense. So again, it looks weird that these cards are this good and they're this low on the tier list for how I do most of them. But remember, this is B tier because of the S+. Okay, just remember that. All right, so that was the end of that tier, right? Yup, it was. Okay, so we're now into our next tier, A tier, right? Okay, we got Will Johnson. This card is honestly insane. I feel like if they just gave him like 85 man coverage or 86 man coverage, and then he was a 90 overall champion, people really want to be batting an eye at this card. That's how good he is. He's 6'2", 89 speed, 90 acceleration. Easily could have been like a champion level card. This is a very good card. Of course, he does still have like those couple of holes in his stats because he is an 87, but that's a really good card right there. Okay, Will Johnson is a really good card, and he is he's A tier. And again, cornerback is a position where there's just so many of them, right? So being on the bottom end of A tier is really good. You know, on a theme team, this card is like literally insane. Really, any of these cards in A tier on a theme team are crazy. And the reason why Pat Surtain only 86 speed is here is I do view Pat Surtain like he has. We'll pull him up real quick because the Surtain's been out for a long time, obviously. But of course, Surtain's gonna have those. If you have Surtain, it doesn't necessarily mean you have the crystals. But I think you should have a 50-50 with that. So it's 88 or 89 speed on Pat Surtain. And of course, you are going to get, if you have the full, you are going to get the coverage stats boost as well. So it is still kind of weird to me and new to me ranking the cards like with the crystal chems and stuff in mind, because it is so different than any other year. I think we've done a decent job adjusting to it. But yeah, I would put, it's close, but honestly, between those two, it is. But, you know, Surtain being all 32, that's kind of why he's there, even though he came out so long ago. All right, next up, we got Jalen Ramsey. 6'1". Ramsey cards always just play really good. Super fun cards to use. 89 man coverage and then 86 zone coverage with good speed, good acceleration. And honestly, the tackling should be better on Ramsey. He's kind of playing like a, I guess they brought him in to kind of play like safety, but he's kind of been playing some corner too. And but I think his tackling should be better. I always thought this about Ramsey cards. He's a very good tackler out there. But I mean, this is actually pretty decent tackling for a corner at this point of the year. So Jalen Ramsey, we're going to put him up here in front of, I'll put him in front of PS2, but honestly, these three are all very close. And again, it's so, with how many corners there are, the difference between some of these guys is like splitting hairs. And like really, I wouldn't look at the rankings too crazy from left to right, you know, look more at the tiers more than anything. But AJ Terrell's up next. Of course, only Falcons, 88 speed, 87 acceleration at 6'1" with base 90 zone coverage and 84 pursuit as well, but solid card. And then of course, if you don't have this guy, you can buy him off the auction house for 1.6 million just because of his rarity. Is he worth that? Definitely not. Most definitely not. But he's still a good card, so I put him up here in A tier. All right, next up we got a card that actually just recently came out and was kind of done dirty, to be honest, because of where he's at. But Richard Sherman, only 87 speed on this card. Of course, like really good zone coverage, good tackling stats, 6'3", 195. It's the build on Sherman. Really good jumping as well, going to animate very well. So yeah, Sherman, he's good. If you got a theme team, I would say it's when he becomes super elite, obviously. But he's a good card, and he's someone that, you know, you consider running Seattle for, because that's the level that his card can get up to at like 90 speed and stuff. But if you're looking for someone just to kind of put in the lineup as like a cheat for most teams, there are, I think, better options. Next up, we have Kool-Aid McKinstry. Okay, great name, of course. Week 5, team of the week, 88 speed, 90 acceleration at 6 foot, 92 man coverage. So between Sherman and Kool-Aid McKinstry, it comes down to if you run more man or zone, right? Say that's the choice for whatever reason. It's just man or zone, the split between those two. Really, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Okay, next up, we got Malcolm Butler. Spelled that wrong, I guess. There it is. Oh, it's okay. I didn't know there was another L in Malcolm, I'll be honest. But Malcolm Butler, 88 speed, 87 acceleration with 90 awareness. Good man, good zone balance. Again, it can be boosted up to 90-90 fairly easy. And then the tackling stats, not great. But 5'11", that's kind of the main drawback from this card. But of course, deep zone, one step ahead. And also an amazing card art. Going for 600K right now, which is honestly not... If he was actually... Yeah, I guess he's actually kind of going for that. But he's still kind of a rare find out there, you know? There's not many on the auction house, so if you're going to get him, you got to make sure you get him at the right price, obviously. But I'd put him in front of Travis Hunter. I'd put him in front of Travis. Yeah, I would. Yeah, let's go with that. All right. We got Talib up next, and I'm not factoring the fact that Travis can play both ways. I still think Travis Hunter, by the way. Let's pull him up. Just pull up Travis Hunter real quick. He's one of the best buys in the game still at this point. You're getting a top end wide receiver and a top end cornerback, like a high A tier cornerback for 44,000 coins. Think about it like that. Split the price in half because he's also playing your wide receiver as well, and he's also a very good wide receiver too. So Travis Hunter, amazing card, and also helps out the chems as well because he doesn't actually have to play receiver. You can just sub him in at that spot. So Hunter, still an amazing buy. I recommend this card to everybody. He's like a 100% must-have. And next up, we have Aqib Talib, 88 overall. Again, all 32, so I view him like he has 89, 90 speed at 6'1". He does lack some of the coverage stats a little bit. Play rec's okay. Jumping's really good. Height's good. Tackling's actually pretty decent as well. So Talib, the 32 does carry him a little bit. If he just had these stats with no 32, he'd probably be a little bit lower. But the all 32 for Talib, he does just play well at the end of the day. So I'd put Talib up here. Next up, we have the brand new Blackman card here. Pull up Mekhi. Oh, that's not Mekhi Blackman. Let's try that again. Mekhi Blackman up next. He's 5'11", 89 speed. He does remind me a lot of Isaiah Rodgers' card, where he's kind of smaller, but really good stats, and the acceleration's really good. The jumping's a little bit low. Play rec's also a little bit low. I think this card actually will go a little bit lower. I was going to put him right up there next to Talib, but I think he ends up being a little bit lower than that. I'd maybe even put him here. I mean, 89 speed is really good, though. That's the one, and 94 acceleration is also really good. He falls somewhere in the middle of A tier, Mekhi Blackman, but the height and the play rec does spook me a little bit on his card. That's really it. The next man up is Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 6'2", balanced man, and zone stats, good catching. The press, 80 pursuit is okay, but it's the jumping, the play rec a little bit low, but he's 6'2" with 88 speed, and does get a good amount of theme teams as well. I didn't really factor that in. I don't really factor that in, but he does get a lot of theme teams. And he's on, I just did the theme team tier list, which is coming out, I believe, tomorrow. Or I'm not too sure when I'm going to upload these. It's either going to be one, I don't remember what order I'm going to do these, but yeah, Dominique, really good, and he's on a lot of those top-end theme teams because he's a very good card. All right, next up, I think they're cousins. Are they cousins, or is that just a rumor? I don't know. That is not how you spell Cromartie at all. Okay, we got Antonio Cromartie up next. Of course, he does get 4 theme teams: Cardinals, Colts, Chargers, and Jets. I would say him and DRC are very close, like very, very close between the two cards. You really couldn't split them up to me. Like they're pretty much interchangeable. However you want to do it, it's up to you completely. Okay, that's what I got there. All right, Carlton Davis is up next. Of course, you have Carlton Davis. I have Carlton Davis. He's got Carlton Davis. You see every game, you're pretty much seeing Carlton Davis. And here's what you can get him to now. So 90, 90, 93 press, good play rec, low jumping. This is something you actually can notice on the card, but his play rec, and also his COD, you can notice all 3 of these stats, honestly, on this card. You definitely can. But the speed and, of course, all 32, you have 90, 89, 91 speed on him. So honestly, though, there is a real debate for these two being in front of him because of how they move. There's a real debate for that. I think all 3 of these guys are actually interchangeable, to be honest, at the top. But I think every team should have Carlton Davis. And I hate to say that because I love seeing variety in Madden. Something I've always called for. And Carlton Davis, a corner like that good for free, you just have to use him. You just have to. You don't have a choice, honestly. You really don't. And finally, I guess our number 1 guy here is going to be Sauce Gardner. Obviously, okay, this is the play rec to jumping, great, which a lot of corners didn't really have. Tackling's very low, but look at the coverage stats. Easily 90-90, 6'3", 89 speed, 89 acceleration. Of course, there are some most feared teams popping up, and he fits right on that. Sauce Gardner's a stud, and we're probably going to get a lot more corners from this promo as well, just based off of how good Sauce Gardner is, how good Will Johnson is, how good Barron is. Even Kyler Gordon's kind of lower, but Will Johnson, Barron, they're very good cards. And Sauce Gardner is, of course, the best of them. But this is the cornerback tier list right here. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. And remember that, honestly, if there was an S++, he would be above. He would be above this St. Juice card, this top 101. But you don't see him often, okay? That's all I got to say. You really do not. So, yeah, that is the cornerback tier list. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who's too high? Who's too low? Who did I miss? And hit the subscribe button, of course, on that early 50,000. And I will see you boys in the next one.